guys, it's Billy and Chetty Rice again, and this is Rice Reptiles. And tonight we want to show you kind of the systems behind our hatchling rack, how we operate with our hatchlings, and then how we go about using systems to help us keep track with everything that's going on with the hatchlings and how we move them through and up to subadult size or either out to you, the customers. So this just kind of will help you see how we do things. Maybe it gives you a few ideas, because we love to hear all breeders talk about the things that they have, the way they do things, because man, we learn all the time, learn so much from you guys, and we hope you learn from us as well, because that's the whole goal of this. We love this hobby and love what we're doing, so it's just great to be able to bring good content like this to you to help you with anything in your collection. So the first thing that we do when we get a clutch out of the incubator is set them up for their first shed. And one of the ways we like to do that, or the way we do that, is we start with a paper base liner like this. We go ahead and give a water bowl. Some people do. You don't have to until they do shed, because they literally will not drink. But we like to put a paper towel back here just because we run our fans really high, so it just helps hold humidity. So it's just literally one folded paper towel over, and we just wet this spot of the tub, and it just allows to hold the humidity, so you get a great shed with us having such huge fans in this facility. So as soon as they shed, if it's one we're collecting testing on, we always add green tape to the tub. Green tape lets us know that we are shed testing this animal. So as soon as we set this animal up, we know we're going to shed test. Green tape on there for the shed test. We've pulled this, but we've not collected it because it's still very wet. So we just pulled this out tonight. We'll allow our fans to dry this overnight, because you want the worst thing you can do is have moisture in your shed test. So it's super important to have a very dry shed test. So we're going to allow this shed to dry out completely, and as soon as it does, we will put a date right here on the collection time. So say we collect tomorrow, we'll put tomorrow's date on there and in permanent marker, and that lets us know we do not have to worry about collecting another shed then. It's going off to RGI or to Charlie with shedtesting.com, and we will see our results. All right, so you can see here we have new animals that have just been set up. So then we put the food tape on them.
We put a large piece so that we can do 2 rows.
Yep, we put 2 rows of tally marks just like this. And basically this is 5 feedings, so we just go one at a time. And so the food tape will follow them all the way through the hatchling rack. We've never had them stay in the hatchling rack past 1 food tape. It's lasted all through their hatchling life, because it's just the amount of tallies that you can put on one. Then the next thing that we do, you can see up here kind of where the date's been put on. Just kind of lets you know that we took that test on the 5th and the 6th of this month. So we're waiting to find out if this is hypo. And we could have tested for some more things like yellow belly or some other things that maybe we couldn't see in that clutch. The other thing we do is we will put like red tape on one. If red is kind of a call to action type tape. So it's letting us know that, like for this customer, they wanted it switched over to frozen thawed. So we put the FT on there to let us know to switch over to frozen thawed. But it could be something as simple as maybe the animal skipped a few meals and or needing to be assist fed. We'll put assist feeding on it.
If we're having any changes with it, we know, like whenever we go to feed, or if it needs some like emergency, like we'll see.
It's a red is an eye-catching thing, red color. So we've made it our like kind of call to action, so that we know the animal needs some help of some type. But it can be as simple as it didn't shed that first time, so we're just watching for the shed the next time to make sure that happens for it from the first time out of the incubator, to anywhere to like a missed picture on the first time. Say it didn't shed and we want to just take the pic the next time. So it's not ever really means something bad's wrong with it. But then if we do have some we got to watch because of a health issue or something like that, a birth defect or something like that, that we rehome to someone, like an eye or something like that, we also will notate that on there. So the next thing up is dark blue. So with us, dark blue is our holdback stuff, or stuff that's very high end for selling. So
If we put a star on our blue tape, that is, we know for sure that we're keeping it. But if we just have a regular tape, the blue tape without a star, that is normally just we're keeping an eye on it if we want to keep it for later on.
So blue tape without a star means it will be online and available to you. With a star, they're absolutely not online. They're being held back into the collection. The light blue is something that like where we're probably going to wholesale those animals to some of our wholesalers. So we'll put light blue on some if, you know, it's something that we don't think is strong enough to be put out, you know, hold back into our collection for the amount of time to sell it. It just allows us to put it out to our wholesalers and move it along so that, you know, pet owners more in the pet trade versus the investment in can go ahead and get their hands on it and have a great pet. So the other thing we like to do is anyone that's purchasing an animal, when one is bought, we go ahead and put their names on it and try to get it out to you as soon as possible. But that just lets us know that this animal has sold and is ready to be moved out of the facility. But we even over here, guys, sometimes we still have shed tests that we're pulling this far into it. So if we see something like with this one, there's just some genes in there we want to make sure are dead on after a little bit of the aging process, we go ahead and pull another shed and do another shed test on it. And having systems in place like this, it really allows you to not just come in here and have to think about everything. You have visual cues. We visually know this is a possible holdback. We know this one still needs shed testing for the vanilla and fire. There's just things like that just the visual cues that keep you from having to think about every little single thing. It enables you to quickly individualize the care for each animal versus coming in and thinking, we're cleaning this rack today. It's all individualized care for each animal, not a rack. And always remember that, and it'll really help you a lot. So everything in this flows from right to left. So we start with number 24 of clutch 24, of clutch 43, I mean. So 24, 43 of last year, and it goes all the way back to the very first hatchlings of this year. So that's just how it flows as channing. So a lot of weeks we'll have 17 to 20 holes in this where we've shipped out to customers, and Channing comes back in and helps with hatchling care. And when she does, she'll clean and she just rotates everything left. So all the holes that have been pulled out.
Before I clean, I'll just pull those out, and then as I'm going through, I will just shift over, and I'll keep all of our snakes are in order by number, so I'll just like keep shifting until we get all them back in order.
So it's just kind of like keeping serial numbers in a library or so, and then shifting to the left all the time so that we keep everything up. And as they move up in the system and get to a certain size, then they move over to our subadults, which will be our Freedom Breeder 10 series. And once we get over there, then they'll stay there till they're up to anywhere between 800, 900 grams, and they move up to our adult racks. But we just wanted to kind of show you like hatchling flow and kind of how this works. And on our feeding on this, to give you an idea of how we feed, not just showing you the tally marks. So this would be a good one. For example, we do 2 fuzzy mice-like crawlers, like really little crawlers for our first 2 meals. And that's these first 2 tallies. And then we normally go to a fuzzy rat. That's what we like to do on the 3rd meal, but this one did not do so, so we went ahead and put mouse on there because we know 2 meals are mice, fuzzy mice, and then the next one should be a rat. But because this one took a mouse again, it skipped the rat that we tried to give it, a fuzzy rat, so we put a mark here that it was still stayed on mice. So we tried again the next feeding, and the next feeding it took the fuzzy rat. So then from then on, we'll just do tally marks again. We've got an R, we know it's on rat now, so now it's 8 again the next time and took that fuzzy rat. So now we'll be rat, all the way across, tally, 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 all the way across the whole system. So when we first set them up, it's really key to make sure that you put it on like a really small fuzzy mouse, because the whole thing with ball pythons is to not scare them, not give them anything intimidating. You want a very positive first response, and that's what we try to give them. So we go with something really small, smaller than what they really need to even eat, but it just allows them to have that positive response so that they know they feel confident about eating. And
It
once
is-
they,
Yeah,
Go ahead.
sorry. It is good to give them a fuzzy because even though it has a little bit of hair, the hair holds the scent of the rat, so that whenever the snakes, whenever they're young, they smell it, they know to eat it. It
Yes.
just being hairless, it doesn't hold as much scent.
yeah, Chanley's got a great point there, guys. So a hairless baby a lot of times will not get eaten by one because it's just not holding the scent of the rodent as well. And sometimes you'll notice some of your rodent sizes will be really big from bigger females or so, and you may give one and you not get a feeding response just because of the fact that you didn't have hair on it. Does happen, so that is a great point to bring up. But that's kind of the way the system goes. So like if you do have problems on your first feeding, so say the first time we feed these guys, if we do not have a response, and we're feeding 5 to 7 days after we set them up, after they do their first shed. So after they do the first shed, 5 to 7 days, we'll do a feeding. If they skip that feeding, then we put a C on the tub, and when we come back in and clean, we put them on chips. And then we allow them another week because it's okay to go, up to 2 weeks. And that next time, because on the chips, normally they feel even more comfortable, but holding the chips back gives us something to change. So if they don't give that positive response on feeding the first time, we have something to change by having them on paper. So we immediately go to chips and we get that positive response almost 90% of the time. And I can tell you just from experience, if you don't have the positive response after that, the best thing to do is move them up to the darkness of a 10 series tub or a dark tub of this size and get them out of something that's really bright like this. And you normally 90-something% of the time will get feeding on that very next time. But this is just something we want to walk through with you guys. It's something that's helped us. This is really the Canova system, and maybe with a tweak or two of our own, but mostly this is Canova system. It's stuff we've learned from Justin and being partners with him, and we do appreciate him for all that help. But I hope this helped some of you guys, and we appreciate you. Channy, anything you want to add?
We understand that people have their own color tapes for different stuff. This is just showing y'all how we do it. No one has to change their colors, but if this does help y'all, we're glad that we're able to help y'all with all this.
We appreciate you guys supporting us and everything that we're doing, and please like and subscribe. And if you have any questions about this, please feel free to reach out or comment in the comments, and we'll get back to you. Hope this helps you guys. It's helped us a ton, and we like the way we're doing this. We really know nothing different to do in this system now. It's absolutely worked to perfection. So till next time, guys, please like and subscribe, and also follow us on Instagram at Rice Family Reptiles. Thank you.